What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Sunday knee-jerk stream going into Gameweek 14 now. Gameweek 13 is finished. Pretty decent for, hopefully for a lot of you. It's pretty decent for me. 70 points, 71 points actually. I took a 4-point hit, which I'll talk about in a minute because it was part of... it hadn't really been something I talked about during the week, but I got a bit worried about Salah, wanted Mane in. And basically that was my transfer. I got Mane in for a hit, which was really nice. But how are we doing? Who had a smashing week? I was out for the first half of Man United and I watched the second half. As a non-Lundstram owner, it was nice to see him. I checked in the petrol station on the way home. Saw that he had an assist. It was 1-0. I was like, are we really going to do this again? And then for him to finish on 3 points. I'll be honest, I was quite happy about it. Yes, the game week is not finished, but mine is finished. Did I say it was finished? Yeah, fair enough. Game week 13 is not finished. Newcastle versus Villa still to go. So my overall rank is 467,633. So yeah, that will change tomorrow when players play, but hopefully not by too much. So it is going to be a green arrow. It's nearly 200k rank rise now, so I'm clawing back some of the score that I lost 2 weeks ago, basically. Seeing some big scores, 74, 79, 75 points, 83 points for Freddie, pretty decent. Rushel? Yeah, I've definitely pronounced that wrong. 98k, very nice. You got 71 points as well. Yeah, I'm pretty glad to have taken 2 hits in a row and gotten green arrows both weeks. Now, I've pretty much taken Sterling and Salah out now for 12 points over the last 2 game weeks, and so far I've not been massively punished, but plenty of time to go, especially with Salah. There's some good fixtures coming up. Mr. Business Cat with 23k overall rank. That is pretty damn good. Alright, I'll show you my team, how I did this week. We'll just talk about the sponsorship first, which is going to look awful on this screen because my bloody light is not working again. It's absolutely ridiculous how it works with an app that just basically sometimes doesn't work. So I have no light. Like, I have a light behind me but not in front. That's why it looks this bad. But anyway, the stream is sponsored by OneFootball. If you've not already checked out, I got plenty of live score alerts this weekend, which was nice, especially the Vardy one. Getting missing the penalty and then taking it again was pretty sweet as a Vardy captainer. So if you've not already tried it, live scores, FPL kind of news, team news, assists, all that kind of stuff you want. It's on iOS, Android. Click the link in the description below if you want to be taken straight to it. If you're on a mobile device, or you can just search for OneFootball in the App Store, so on iOS or Android. So if you've not already checked it out, make sure you do. Really good app. Everyone who seems to have downloaded it so far is really happy they have done. So definitely worth checking it out if you haven't already. Okay, looking at the team. Pretty good. Maguire 1 point, but only lost out to Lundstram by 2 points. So it feels like not a win, but it could have been a lot worse. So Maguire awful. Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, Liverpool 2 clean sheets all season is rubbish. Obviously they've got the fixtures now, so I'm not going to be taking them out, but it's not really provided us with great value so far, given how much he costs in defence and how many cheap defenders are doing well. So it's a bit frustrating. Soyuncu, another clean sheet. More points for him. Actually played him this week. Obviously was never playing Diop, who was just rubbish, suspended now anyway. And Tomori had Man City, so that was never going to be a game that I played him in. So pretty happy overall. I took out Yarmolenko, who only got 1 point again, blanked, came off before 60 minutes. I bought in Maddison. That was kind of him or Tielemans was always my choice. I went for Maddison in the end, set pieces and all that kind of made me go for him. And then I just did Salah to Salah to Mane because I just didn't want the kind of worry about Salah's ankle every week. Now, to be fair, if you've kept him, he got a full rest in that game, didn't come on at all. And he's probably going to play midweek now in the Champions League. And if he comes through that unscathed, then he's probably going to play at the weekend. And obviously, if Mane's fixtures are good, Salah's fixtures are good too. So potentially you could keep him. But I'm probably going to captain Mane this week. I think the next 4 fixtures for Liverpool are pretty good. I think the one in Gameweek 15, I'll probably go for Vardy because it's Watford at home. But probably 2 or 3 of the next 4, I'm going to captain Mane. And I just don't want to captain Salah and just be worrying that he's going to come off early because of his ankle, or just maybe start on the bench if it's an easier game. And it probably won't happen too much. Like if he's back and he's fit and they're not worried about the ankle, obviously he's going to go back to playing every game like Mane. But I saw a tweet earlier that said in 2019, Mane has scored 9 goals more than anyone else in that team. So I've been saying for ages I might do the Salah to Mane move. I finally made it. They're both the same price now, 12.2 million. Luckily I did it before Mane went up and Salah dropped, so made a bit of money there. So pretty happy with the team. Got a bit jammy maybe with Vardy, but even if Vardy's missed penalty accounted, I have Maddison. Maguire is going to get 1 more week. I'm going to leave Lundstrom for 1 more week. Don't get me wrong, it's horrible checking the Sheffield United score every week, but it's Wolves away, so Jimenez is at home against Sheffield United. I think there's a very good chance that Wolves score in that game, which takes away the clean sheet. So then I'm just relying on attack and returns. I think I can just hope that Wolves keep it pretty tight in that game. So I will pretty much not be getting Lundstrom in this week. And I'll show you my team for this week. Or I will when I can find the correct screen. This one, I think. Like, why would I bring in Lundstrom? Apart from the fact he's a god. And I like points. I've got Tomori versus West Ham. West Ham are just awful. Could Pellegrini be sacked? Absolutely. Maguire's against Villa at home. I know, bought him in 3 weeks ago. He's got no points for me, but it's Villa at home. Probably going to keep him for that too. I'm benching Soyuncu again. He's got Everton at home. I mean, Everton are in some serious trouble. Like, they've got some really bad fixtures coming up. Marco Silva is in trouble. So I'm benching Soyuncu already. And obviously, Trent's got Brighton, so I'm not going to bench him for that. So I'm not going to get Lundstrom this week. I'm going to stick to the plan. Game week 15, Maguire to Lundstrom is on. I might keep Maguire if I'm not worried about the money, given the fact that they're nearly the same price anyway. I could do D up to Lundstrom and just keep Maguire. But, yeah, probably not going to happen. So, Maguire to Lundstrom is the current plan. But we'll see how it goes. Soyuncu in for Maguire. I mean, maybe I could do that and just bench Maguire. Either way, I do not get Lundstrom, basically. That is the key thing here. And I'm pretty happy with the team overall. The one thing I'm considering, I could keep this team, I think, and go for 2 free transfers next week. And I think with Game Week 18, obviously Liverpool blank, having 2 transfers would be good. I'm not too worried now about having triple Liverpool, I don't think. Just not keeping the clean sheets, even though they do have the fixtures coming up. 4 clean sheets. And Salah and Mane, I just can't afford it, basically. I don't want to get Firmino in. So I'm probably just going to go for double Liverpool. The transfer I'm considering this week is De Bruyne and KNEEJERK to a Spurs midfielder. The problem is how much of it was Spurs being good and how much of it was West Ham being bad. I didn't watch that game. I saw a lot of people bigging up Dele Alli. And I'm sure he did have a great game. But when I checked the stats on Fantasy Football Scout, he had 0 shots in the box against West Ham. So I don't know if he was playing a bit deeper at times, just not getting into the box, just not getting shots off or whatever it might be. But I'm not sure about the love for Dele Alli when you can get Son for a little bit more money. Lucas Moura is also an interesting one. I talked about him before the game because very likely that Mourinho was going to play 4-2-3-1. He was going to have 2 wingers. Son was obviously going to be the one. So Moura the other one. And he did play. Obviously, they got a Champions League game this week, I think. So, you know, we might see a bit of rotation. Maybe that wasn't his best 11 or the one that he thinks was his best 11. And perhaps there'll be some rotation for Champions League. Maybe they'll play again in the Champions League and get rotated next week. Obviously, we can only take so much from one game under Mourinho, but it seemed like a pretty Mourinho setup to me. 4-2-3-1, two wingers like Son and Moura. It was decent. So I can afford to do Mount to Moura, but Mount has West Ham at home and Villa at home next two fixtures. Yes, he was rotated against Man City. It wasn't really rotation. It was tactical. But you assume he comes back into the team and one of kind of Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante misses out. So I find it difficult to get rid of Mount, to be honest, this week. But I do have the money to do Mount to Lucas Moura, which is intriguing. But De Bruyne to Son. The only thing is, what was I going to say? Son. So Bournemouth at home, but then it's Man United away. So I wouldn't expect too many points there. But then Burnley at home, Wolves away. So the fixtures are not. Then it's Chelsea at home. So the fixtures are not out of this world for Spurs. They're decent. Obviously, De Bruyne's fixtures aren't fantastic either. So, it depends how much I want that second free transfer, really. But Son is pretty tempting. Well, I think De Bruyne's got something like an attack and return on average every game he's played, or something crazy like that. I think I saw a stat that said that over the weekend. So, we'll see. We'll see. Is Maguire versus Villa at home really that bad? I mean, Man United have just conceded 3 goals. The first time they've done that all season. That is bad. And Everton are in a bad place, so maybe it is worth playing Soyuncu. Maybe I will make that change. But I want to... it's Maguire's last game for me. Off on a high against Villa. Thanks, Scott. Thanks to everyone that's kind of saying congratulations and stuff. I won't... talk about it too much right now because obviously the video anyway, but at the end of the stream, if we want to talk about it a bit more, we can. Yeah, I've got no money tied up in Kevin De Bruyne. That is true. How much is he? I think I bought him for 10.1. Is he 10.2? Yeah, so 0.1 million. Which ain't nothing really. New guy here. Over the Christmas period and Liverpool blank, do you want a deep bench or don't sweat it? I wouldn't go out of my way to fix my bench necessarily. Like if you've got other problems to figure out, then I'll go for them first. Like if you've got like first 11 worries, it's always good to have a good bench just in case, and it also gives you options as well. So this week, for example, I'm playing Maguire, decent fixture against Villa at home, but as a lot of people are pointing out, maybe Soyuncu is a better option. And having Maguire as first bench is not that bad, really. Apart from he hasn't scored more than 6 points all season. But apart from that, it's not bad. So I like having a good bench over Christmas, but at the same time, rotation over Christmas has not been as... It's not as bad as everyone has made out, basically, in the community the last couple of years. It's really... Not that it's nothing to worry about, but panic hasn't set in. There hasn't been any major issues from rotation and stuff. So, yeah. If you've got the likes of Mane, Salah, Vardy, Maddison, they're all going to play anyway. Very unlikely for them to get too much rotation. Obviously, everyone over Christmas has got potential to be benched, but it's just not going to happen that often. Get a nice break after Christmas as well. You'd upgrade Mount to Pulisic. The thing is with Chelsea, so West Ham... actually their fixtures are pretty good. I forgot they had... let's have a look here. Let's bring it up on the screen. We can decide together. So let's do the fixtures over Christmas. I think that's a good... So this is Chelsea's fixtures. So obviously West Ham and Villa are good. Everton away. Everton are in a pretty bad spot right now, so it's not the worst. And Bournemouth at home. This is a pretty nice fixture schedule. Should I go for Pulisic? Maybe. I actually don't need to downgrade Maguire. I think I can just afford to do it. Maybe. Oh, no, just off 7.3. How much is he? 7.4. I'm literally 0.1 million off of it. So yeah, I could downgrade Maguire to Lundstram, but I'm not going to take a hit to upgrade Mount to Pulisic this week, basically. So it's not something I'm going to do. So De Bruyne to Son would let me do Mount to Pulisic the week after, but I've got to get Lundstram in for Gameweek 15. There's no way, like, just to remind ourselves, I'm sure you all know, as Lundstram owners, Newcastle at home, Norwich away, Villa at home, Brighton away, Watford at home over Christmas. Excuse me. Lundstram comes in, gets played every week, basically. Because everyone owns him. They're all going to play him. Not everyone owns him, obviously not literally, but a lot of people own him, and there's no way I'm missing out on that. So Maguire to Lundstram is already planned for Game Week 15. Don't get Son. Remember what happened last time. The problem with my transfer to Son last time is it was a short-term move. I knew I would want De Bruyne as soon as he's back, and I knew it was probably only going to be 1 week that he was out. So that was completely on me. Bad choice, basically. Bad move on my part. I'll live and learn. Just that wouldn't stop me from getting him in again. Lundstram or Jimenez if one. I mean, this week I would play Jimenez over Lundstram. Or Jimenez and Tamori for a -4. I don't really get that question. If -4 to play Tamori doesn't sound right. I'm not sure who you're taking out there though. Talk about double game weeks. Like, there's not too much to worry about right now with double game weeks. So what do you want to talk about, I suppose? Lundstram on 4 yellows, so is likely to miss one of those games. Sure, but he could also not get a yellow card in those 4 games and get good points. So I'm not worrying about that. I've got a bench that play. Like, if I really wanted to play a bit more defensive, I could just do Diop to Lundstram. I've got the money in the bank. And just have a really good bench with Maguire, Tamori, Trent, Soyuncu and Lundstram in my defence. But I don't know about that. Maguire's fixtures turn a little bit soon, and has done nothing basically. His last few scores are 1-2, 2-2, 2-2, 2-1. So bad, so bad. I own Pope 2. Surely after this game he has to go. I mean, yeah, after this game, it could be good to go for Henderson. I mean, Pope has shown over the last few games he can get the points. Obviously, easier fixtures. Don't get me wrong, but he's slowly getting up the list. Man City at home, Tottenham away, pretty difficult. Newcastle, Bournemouth, Everton after that, although all away. I don't know. I would like to do Pope to Henderson, I think, in Game Week 15. Go the double defence, but sure, if you've got a spare transfer for that. But if not, I don't think it's a huge move to have to make, to be honest. Is Game Week 15 and 16 a double? So there's no double game week scheduled yet. Double game weeks only get scheduled when a fixture gets cancelled, basically, for whatever reason it might be. So if the game weeks are close together, like there's midweek games. So Game Week 14 is next Saturday, so it's normal. Saturday, Sunday fixtures, and then the game week's over. So the game week finishes on Sunday the 1st of December. And then the next game week starts on the 3rd of December. So in those 2 days, you get your normal one transfer. And then that's it. On the 3rd of December, the game week starts. And then there's another one on the Saturday. So we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then the next one's on a Saturday. So I'm glad that I'm going into a new job doing content just as the schedule gets ridiculous. But we will figure out what the hell we're going to do there. But we'll have my normal team stuff, probably a stream. It's going to be a good time. I like it when it gets busy. I do like it when it gets busy. My overall rank is on the screen. Loved your stream with Dave. Yeah, I did a stream with FPL Dave, if you want to go and watch that. Will I do something similar in the future? Possibly. I want to figure out how I can get other people on without having the awful sound problems of how to plan FPL. Now, obviously that was on my end. I know why the mic was so bad. Basically, actually, I don't know if anyone can help. If you go to the sound thing and then open sound settings, right, you have your microphone input and you can turn up the volume on it. My volume keeps going to 100 every time the computer turns on. I have to turn it down every time before I make a video. I don't know why. It's like it just won't save it. There's no save button. But that was the reason my sound was so bad on Planet FPL. And the reason we had to do it on Zoom and have the camera constantly changing was because when I got them on Skype, I use XSplit to record. Like I'm using XSplit right now to stream. It wouldn't record my mic. It was really, really quiet, basically. I don't know why. So once I figure all that out, I might have a few more guests. I don't know if I'll do like a separate podcast, but I might get them in on this stream or on the Thursday stream or whatever it might be. Sure, there's a few people out there that would come on. Anyway, that's some boring tech stuff for you. But it sounds alright now, I think. Have I mentioned the polls yet? I don't know if I have. I've got 4 polls though. Top right hand corner, click that little eye. Best Spurs attacker to go for. And there's also there's 2 about Spurs. One, is it too early to go for them? And if you're going to go for them, who is the best one to go for? Is it time to ship Sterling and Mason Mount, keep or sell? I think with Sterling, for me, like, it's 2 away fixtures now. Again, my reason for getting rid of him was because I wasn't captaining him. Doesn't mean I don't think he's going to score. Newcastle away, Burnley away are okay fixtures. Man United at home, you know, they could smash us. Going to cause us a lot of problems, I'm sure. Arsenal away, Leicester at home. So the fixtures aren't great. The thing with Sterling is, the longer you keep, what I think is going to happen for a lot of people is they're going to keep him because it's Newcastle and Burnley, but they are away games, and there obviously is a chance that they're not going to be as high scoring as if it was the Etihad. And then people are going to actually start thinking, the ones that have kept hold of him will start thinking about getting rid of him. But then it's just before the fixtures turn again. From Gameweek 19-20, they're actually pretty good. So it's interesting. It's a lot of money though for someone who hasn't scored a huge amount of points. Like I keep seeing he'll punish you. And I get that. I get it. Like he's a great player. At some point he will smash it. He'll get another 20 pointer or whatever. But his last few scores are 2-2-1, 11, decent, 5-2-7, 2-3. So it's been a long time since he punished anyone. So I don't know. I still think if you've not got Mane, for me, over the next few game weeks, I mean, Vardy is obviously in great form, and Vardy does have awesome fixtures as well. So him and Mane are really 2 players that I'd want in my team for the next 4 game weeks. What about keeping De Bruyne for Newcastle and then Son next week? But then Son has Man United, so I wouldn't want him then. Which probably tells me all I need to know about whether I should get rid of De Bruyne. I'll probably keep him for the next 2. Can't believe I still have Maguire. But look, here's the thing though. So everyone was saying they would have taken the -4 to get Lundstrom this week. That would have lost me a point. And now this week, he's got Aston Villa at home. Lundstrom's got Wolves away. So look, it was a mistake. I should have had Lundstrom for that first game when they played Burnley. Obviously, 21 points, but that's lost now. I've got to keep playing from here. So we can keep talking about Maguire forever. I know he's not a great pick, but it's Aston Villa at home. Why would I burn a transfer on that? Look at those Palace fixtures. Zaha on the radio. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I think that was his first goal of the season as well against Liverpool. So maybe he'll play himself into a bit of form now with the fixtures coming up. Could be a bit of a punt. Especially if you've got like maybe a 5-man midfield, like 3-5-2. Placement for Pope. I mean, the best replacement for Pope, especially over kind of the medium term over Christmas, has to be Henderson for Sheffield United. I thought they defended pretty well for a long time today. They got very tired around the 60-70 minute mark, and the goalkeeper was kind of all over the place when Man United finally started attacking. So obviously Henderson has been quality basically, so that'll make a big difference when he's back. Obviously he's just missed the game because he's on loan at the moment. Is it a good idea to bring in Son before his price rises? Didn't he already rise? Or did I miss that? Yeah, I think he already rose. Son. Yeah, he's only on 23.7. I would try and wait. I think there's Champions League games this week, isn't there? Or have I got that wrong? Yeah, there's Champions League games, so I would definitely wait. Unless you're desperate for that money. Guaita, decent pick. Obviously, Crystal Palace's fixtures are good, like we just spoke about for Zaha. Obviously, he does come with a 5 million price tag, though. That's the only thing, maybe. But yeah, you're right. That is a pretty... I mean, this is... Let's just put it up on screen. This is Crystal Palace's fixtures. So right up until February. To be fair, this is a really good shout, actually, from Business Cat. That is a really nice set of fixtures. Obviously, Arsenal at home, Man City away, maybe. A bit dodgy, but that's 2 game weeks, ages away. So yeah, I like that shout. 5 million might put me off a little bit, but what is Henderson now? He must be 4.7 or so. Yeah, 4.7. You're wasting your money on Trent. Yes, agreed. He's been very expensive for a decent-ish amount of points, but nothing special. But here's the thing, like, and I keep talking about priority transfers. You know, out of all those players you see on the screen now, like, is Trent Alexander-Arnold against Brighton at home the priority to get rid of this week? Probably not. Brighton at home, Everton at home, Bournemouth away, Watford at home. They are 4 fixtures I kind of want him for. Stop picking Man United players. This is the apart from Greenwood, this is the only Man United player I've had all season. Chill. Yeah, no, Sheffield United's fixtures, but I have to bring in Lundstrom. But fair enough on Henderson. Maybe you don't want the double up. No, I quite like that shout. Of Guaita, however you pronounce it. Next week will be the hardest to pick a captain. I mean, there is some good. Let me bring it up on the screen. There is some pretty nice. By the way, I don't know if this looks really bad when I bring this up on screen like this, but I know I do a lot of clicking off screen, and then you don't know what I'm looking at. So I feel like this is okay, right? Let me know if it looks really awful, but this is the fixtures for next week. For Gameweek 14. There are some pretty nice fixtures for captains. A lot of the top teams have good fixtures. So Man City away. I don't think many people will go there because it's an away game, but you could potentially look at him. Like Sterling De Bruyne. Chelsea have West Ham at home, and West Ham are so bad. You know, I think Liverpool and Vardy look really nice this week, but if someone said they were captaining Tammy Abraham, I'd say fair enough this week. So that's decent. Liverpool against Brighton. I think Brighton at home, pretty decent defensively this year. Away from home, maybe not so much. So I think Mane is a huge shout. Again, you can't rule out Salah still. But Mane for me, because of the Mane is the one I've got. Spurs obviously maybe revitalised over Mourinho. That could be a really good punt, like kind of differential territory. Son, maybe Kane. I still think Son is the man. But yeah, that one there. Maybe Lacazette against Norwich is differential. And obviously you've got Harry Maguire against Aston Villa as well. It's a pretty decent option. And then finally Vardy against Everton. Lots of choice. Son is a strong captain. Yeah, could be interesting. The thing is, like, Son does look like a really good captain, but do I really want to make the transfer just to not captain Mane or Vardy, who I already own? Someone said, hang on, can I just do this? Oh yeah. Someone said look at Gameweek 15's captaincy options. So you got Tammy Abraham again, maybe against Villa. I think in this week, for all the players I have, Abraham versus Villa and Vardy versus Watford, I'm probably going to go for them ahead of Liverpool players. I think Liverpool win that Everton game. It's just a derby, and never too sure how to pick it. Lundstrom versus Newcastle captain. Look, Who am I to say anything about that man? Could be a decent option. But yeah, I think Abraham versus Villa and Vardy against Watford is probably my front runner in that game. So yeah, interesting few weeks coming up. There's going to be so much content to put out. I'm looking forward to it. I love the quick turnarounds. Obviously, it's quite hard to fit stuff in, like all the normal videos, but we'll do it. We'll get some stuff out. Yeah, Jimenez versus West Ham. There's good captaincy options. This is good. It mixes things up when it's not an obvious pick every single week. Like, obviously, it was really nice from a kind of ease point of view just to have Salah a couple of seasons ago and just captain him every week, even though a lot of us didn't do that for a long time. But now we're mixing it up every week. I like it. Obviously, you miss a captaincy, it can hurt your rank, but it makes things a bit more interesting. Especially if you're doing like a captaincy video or mentioning captaincy in a game week preview or something. Alright, let's see if we've got any questions we've not already answered. If you haven't already, make sure to vote on the polls, top right hand corner. Click on them, have a vote. And while you're doing that, make sure you like the video if you're enjoying it. Always appreciated. Can't get my words out. And lastly, I'll shout out the Patreon. So, that looks so bad. All the producers on screen now: Scott B, Scott S, Soren M, Noise Freak, Lucas, Keith D, Elias M, Barry C, Amir P, Dean P, Dylan M, Gaz H, Machek, Matthew H, and Copites. So thanks very much for being signed up on the producer tier. If you want to sign up, obviously, the next game week will count in is for this month's league on the 30th of November. But if you sign up for Patreon before the 1st of December, you'll be in the December league as well, and obviously you'll get the Slack invite and stuff as well. So make sure, if you want to sign up for that, the link is in the description below. So check it out if you haven't already. Boom, we've got the transitions back. For that league, by the way, let's have a look how it's going. We're getting the old screen captures back. So this is the November league. I might have to put this... Oh, it's all going wrong. Might have to put this over the chat for a sec. So Dan Parsons, 68 this week. He's currently top. Got a nice 8-point lead over Adrian. Who else we got there? 237 Paul and Dean 234. So pretty close. Obviously, with one more game week left, could be some big changes in the score there. So it'll be interesting. Obviously, like I said, there'll be another league. Another league for December will go up. Am I doing anything to prepare for Game Week 18? Not really, to be honest. I think, Mason Mount maybe is a problem, but I'm going to give him 2 more fixtures to see. But I'm not going to want rid of. We talked about this. We talked about this kind of on the last stream. So Leicester's fixtures are really good. Game week 18 they have Man City away. That's tricky, and then game week 19 is Liverpool at home. So they are 2 tricky fixtures. But let's remember how good Leicester have been. They could cause problems to both those teams. Obviously, they're not going to score like 3-4 goals past them, but they got a good chance in them as well. Then it's West Ham, Newcastle, Southampton, Burnley, West Ham. So do I want to get rid of them? Not sure I do. So I think I'm going to play my Leicester players. If I've only got 2 Liverpool, I'll bench them. And also to remember, so in Game Week 18 they blank. Then 19 it's Leicester, then Wolves, then Sheffield United. Not too bad. Then Spurs away, Man United at home, Wolves away. But at that same time is when City's fixtures get pretty good. So you could make the swap to if you've done like Sterling to Mane, you could make the reverse switch around Game Week 18. So I don't know. I don't think there's too much to worry about right now. Maybe I've got that wrong, but I think just the thing is with Chelsea and Leicester, a lot of us have got their players in quite early as well. Even if you jumped on the Vardy train a little bit later, if you've been on it a couple of weeks, you've already made like 0.3, 0.4 million. Or not necessarily made 0.4 million, but he's gone up 0.4 million since been in your team. So just not really players I'm looking at getting out. And a lot of people are going to be in the same boat. So that also makes me not worry as much. Obviously, you could use that week to try and get ahead because everyone will keep those players and Could be a low scoring week, but it's just 1 week. I don't know if the ceiling's high enough to worry about doing something like completely out there. So for me, I'm not really worrying about Game Week 18, to be honest, right now. Especially if I've only got 2 Liverpool players. I'm away from Bristol. Nearby. Can you hear me accent? No, that was a really bad Bristolian accent. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Could just talk normally, I suppose, as I'm near there. Don't drop Salah, he's going to come good. What makes you say that? You've just taken out Sterling for Salah. I mean, Man City players to Spurs players are going to be pretty popular this week. Too many people overlooking Aguero and Kane. Well, Aguero's injured, right? He's going to be out for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I think. Don't know if that's fully confirmed yet, but it looks like it. The problem with Kane is he's still 11 million. Don't forget that. And Son is cheaper. And for a lot of people, you know, if they're set up with heavy hitters in midfield, it's easier to get Son. So I think that's the problem with Kane, why he's being overlooked. If I had Martial, would I take him out this week? I mean, he's playing Villa at home. So, I mean, that really should tell you all you need to know, I think. Cheers, John. It's going to be very weird not going into an office tomorrow, that is for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't argue too much about the fact that Salah will score points. Like, don't think there's too much to think about there. Salah will get points, yeah. Just hoping that Mane gets more, basically. Maybe I could get both at some point. Get rid of De Bruyne for Salah, but I haven't really got a great way of doing that. I mean, Jesus is going to be an option if Aguero is injured, yes, but obviously he's still 9.5 million. So you're still looking similar price to Vardy, similar price to Son, similar price to De Bruyne. So you've got that to consider. Plus it's Newcastle away, Burnley away, Man United at home, Arsenal away, Leicester at home. Not great fixtures as we've already talked about. I mean, they'll probably win all those games, but they're not going to score loads and loads of goals, I don't think. You're not going to probably captain Jesus either. So he's an interesting and massive differential. But I don't know. I'm not really in a massive rush for him, to be completely honest. Okay, I'm going to put Soyuncu in because it's too early to decide exactly what I'll do, and Sade's fielding the same question about it. No one's going to say to me, why are you why are you benching Maguire? Which players in December might become template besters? I mean, I think just because they got off to the right start, I think Spurs players, like Son is only 10.3%, Lucas Moura is only 3.8%, so I think they're decent shouts. Maybe Sheffield United double defence could be decent over Christmas. I mean, Leicester fixtures are good, but obviously they're not really template busters. So if I look up to Game Week 20, let me have a look who's got the best. Like Zaha again, great fixtures. Your shout, Guta. Why are you mentioning Maguire? Of course you were going to say that. Southampton's fixtures are pretty good, but don't know if I'd want to go there, to be honest. So we'll see. Man United's fixtures are okay-ish after the Man City game, but Spurs and Man City is not great. This is why I wasn't really a fan of bringing in Man United attackers this week, although Rashford did pretty damn good. Excuse me. Will Sterling move central now that Aguero is injured? I mean, you'd imagine that Jesus will just come in, but there is obviously a chance Sterling plays false 9, but we can't say for sure. I mean, I think most of us have given up trying to second-guess Pep at this point. The biggest troll, I tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to bring in Lundstrom in Game Week 15, and he's going to blank for 4 game weeks in a row. Milivojevic will go under the radar. Yeah, could be penalty taking season for them again. Yarmolenko swap, no cash in the bank. Yeah, I mean, you're struggling, to be honest, for midfielders around 6 million. It depends, if you've got nothing in the bank, so 6 million, yeah, it's pretty bleak. I mean, like, I like McGinn, but I don't like the fixtures. You could try someone like Harvey Barnes as a differential, Leicester, 5.9 million, but it's really not great. Obviously, Fleck for Sheffield United, great today and got a goal 2 weeks ago as well, and pretty good fixtures. Could look at someone like him. But yeah, Barnes. Ward-Prowse, not a bad shout, like I just said. Southampton's fixtures are pretty decent. Yeah, Villa, so McGinn and Grealish, but Newcastle at home, good. Then Man United away, Chelsea away, Leicester at home, Sheffield United away, not great. I like their fixtures from kind of 21st, from Gameweek 18 onwards. Yeah, I know that Son smashed it this time last year. You know how I know that? Because I took him out. Along with Salah, and they absolutely ripped it up. If you haven't already, by the way, make sure to vote on the polls, top right hand corner, click that little eye. They are going to be done very soon. Yeah, I need to compare. Hang on, alright, look at this. So, how do I do this? That's weird. Yeah, so Spurs' fixtures, like I was saying earlier, Bournemouth at home, Man United away, Burnley at home, Wolves away. I don't know. Let's put them up on the screen a sec. Spurs. I think I said this on a video recently. They've got good fixtures. I think I said it when I was talking about Pochettino being fired. They've got good fixtures. They've just not got absolute have to bring them in right now fixtures. So Bournemouth is decent. The Man United away, say what you like about Bias, I don't think that's a good fixture for them. Obviously Mourinho's going to want to do everything he can to win, just to kind of say, you should never have fired me. But it's Man United away is not a good fixture, I don't think. Burnley at home, good. Then Wolves away, how good is that? Wolves keep it pretty tight, even without Bolly. So that's an okay fixture. Chelsea at home, you know, everyone thought that Man City were going to smash Chelsea. It was only 2-1. And then don't get me wrong, 19, 20, 21 are decent. So I think they're good fixtures overall. But there are some tricky ones thrown in. So Son, good pick. Especially this week. I mean, he looks good for the next 3. Because you get Burnley and Bournemouth. But Man United away, I'm not sure about it. But that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. No one else's. Patrick Van Arnott, I like it. Doing bits. Yeah, sorry, that was Spurs fixtures on the screen there. Sorry, I don't really have a great way to show that. Son is as close to essential as Vardy Manny is. I completely disagree on that. I think if you look at the next 4, like Vardy and Manny beat Son, I think. Arsenal assets differential. I mean, they are for good reason, I think. I think Lacazette, you know, he's back, he's playing central, getting plenty of shots off. I haven't checked the stats for this current game week, but the previous few weeks he was. So I like him. Aubameyang, I'd be put off by him. I think he's just too expensive. The thing with Arsenal players is, right, if you look at the forwards, you got to get rid of someone like Abraham or Jimenez or Vardy. Like Vardy is a much, much better option than Aubameyang and Lacazette over the next 4 or 5 weeks. So it's tricky to bring one of them in. Midfielders, ain't nobody going to an Arsenal midfielder. Defenders. So I don't know. You could go Lacazette as a differential over Vardy, but I think it's a bit of a punt, to be honest. Vardy's just been so consistent and has penalties. Harry, I'm not the best. Lacazette over Abraham. But again, Abraham has West Ham at home and Villa at home. So is now the time to sell him? Plus he's less money as well. There's what, like a 1 point something price difference? So Abraham's... Man, Vardy's really taking a lead over Abraham now. Rashford is the third highest scoring forward in the game. Marcus Rashford. Same points as Aubameyang. 74 points. Villa at home up next. Decent. I can't even find the other guy I was talking about. Lacazette. 9.3 million. It's a lot of moolah. Abraham's only 8 million. Yeah, I'm not for it. Like, it's a good punt, I think, but not one for me. Far from Trashford. I like Aurier. I think there's a guy called Apple Bonkers who I follow on Twitter, and he made the point that there is basically nothing to dislike about Aurier in terms of an FPL option. Attacking potential, clean sheet potential, really good for bonus. He said the only thing he's got going against him is himself, because obviously he is quite rash. You know, we see him make some tackles he just doesn't need to make. But yeah, I think it's hard to dislike him. He's less than 5 million. I know they conceded 2 goals to West Ham, so not the greatest start for Mourinho keeping them defensively sound, but they have got the fixtures there to keep it tight, I think. It's so hard to fit him in, though. You know, if I do Maguire to Lundstrom, do I really need to de-up to Aurier? Do I need 5 really good playing defenders? I'm not sure. I'm certainly not going to go Aurier ahead of Lundstrom, so I like him as an option. I just don't think I'm gonna get him for reasons mentioned. Aurier 3 assists, 2 clean sheet. Trent 4 assists, 2 clean sheet. There you go. It's all about Aurier. Much less money. Alright, I'm going to do the polls now. If you're not already voted, you've got about 10 seconds to click on that little eye in the top right hand corner, and we'll go through and see what you guys think. Lots of talk, by the way, about the sack race. Maybe Marcus Silva going, maybe Solskjaer going, maybe Emery going. Could be an interesting Christmas. Okay, refresh. Lingard is horrible. I mean, there's a reason he doesn't play in the team every week. And that's saying something given our current options. Best Spurs. So okay, let's do. Is it too early to move on Spurs players? 59% of you saying no, 41% saying yes. So the majority of you saying it's not too early to go on Spurs players. And then if you're going to bring in a Spurs attacker, who's the best one to go for? I mean, I thought Son would win this. I didn't know if he'd win it by quite so much, but 81% are saying Son is the best Spurs attacker. 7% for Kane, 5% for Mora, only 4% for Ali, and 1% on someone else. So Son, unsurprisingly, a winner, but very, very, very clear winner. Mason Mount, what to do with him? Very close, to be honest. 52% saying sell, 48% saying keep. So a very Brexit result there. So slight majority saying sell. I still think if you think he starts the next 2 games, they're 2 very good fixtures. And is it time to ship Sterling? 82% saying yes. Oof. That is that's high. That is high. So yeah, everyone ready to get rid of him. Okay, here's the thing. So everyone's saying Son's going to blow up. So against West Ham, I think he had 1 shot in the books. Just 1. Ali had none. Lucas Moura had 3. So is Son about to blow up? Maybe. Don't get me wrong, Bournemouth at home is a great fixture. Man United away, not so much. Do you remember last season when Kane was injured, Son was running a rampage? And obviously there was Champions League as well. Lucas Moura absolutely smashed it and then got benched for the final. It's an interesting one. I think Spurs have the squad and the attackers to cope without Kane. But they're not. He's not going to get benched, is he? Give someone more week and then decide. But the problem with doing that is, I do think you can make the argument for giving Spurs a bit more time, because we've only seen one game from Mourinho. We don't know how they're going to keep lining up. I think we can assume that most of those players that played will keep starting. But if you wait this week, then it's Man United away. You're not going to get him. I think if you wait for Son, if you don't get him this week, you don't get him for 2 more weeks. The only thing I will say, and this isn't the way you should think about it, but I do sometimes think about it like this. If you don't get Son this week, then the next game week is so close that, yeah, you don't get him for that Man United game, but then you can quickly get him for the next one. You don't have to wait so long. I know that's like, there's not good strategy or a good way of thinking, but psychologically, FPL does that to you sometimes. So, okay, I've missed him, and then, yes, I'll have to miss one more game week, but then the next game week's so quick. It's kind of quite nice. Ciao, how's it going? Thanks very much. All right, we'll leave the FPL stuff there, I think. We'll call that the end of the stream for FPL stuff, at least. If you haven't already, make sure to check out OneFootball. Link is in the description below, or you can just search OneFootball on iOS and Android stores, so make sure you do that. And if you haven't already, click the like button on the stream, subscribe if you're new around here, etc. If there's anything else you want to talk about for a few minutes, then we can do that. But I think from an FPL point of view, we've probably gone round in circles a bit. Brandon Williams, the starter. I mean, it was nice to see him start again ahead of Young, but sure, we'll be back soon, and then we'll see. Do I have my Christmas tree up? No, we'll probably put it up next Saturday. 30th of November, that seems okay. Get a good 26 days out of it for Christmas. Favourite takeaway? Yeah, it changes. More pressure to do good now. And there's always pressure when you're creating content. But whatever, at some point I'm going to have an awful season. I think I just have to accept that. Like, I'm not having a great season. 467k rank is pretty poor. There's a long way to go. So we'll see. Am I from Bristol? That's the second time I've been asked that. Nearby, yes. Custard cream versus bourbon. Probably a bourbon. Favourite gym exercise? I think out of like the main ones, like bench, deadlift and squat, I think squat is probably my favourite. Other moves, I like the incline dumbbell press. I don't know why. You can finally say the words scripting and momentum without getting banned. And I can finally say, there is no scripting, you just lost because you suck. Maybe. I don't know. Is there an initiation ceremony? No. Not that I know of. We'll find out. What else have we got here? Since you're going to do this full time, are there any plans on incorporating more stuff on your channel? I think basically I need to get settled. Like I said just a minute ago, we're about to get into a stage of the season where there is a lot of game weeks in quick succession. It gets very busy. There's lots of content to create. I want to make sure that I get out at least my team selection preview every week. Like I think that will definitely be done. And then at least one other video, whether that's a stream, whether that's a game week preview or whatever it might be. Maybe a longer game week preview, but pre-recorded, potentially. So like, game week 14 finishes on Sunday the 1st, and then the next game week starts on Tuesday 3rd. So I'll get 2 videos out. But I don't want to start trying to put out more content just yet until I'm settled into a routine. Obviously with FPL, because of the game weeks and because things are always changing, there's only so much of a routine you can have. But I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to fit that around everything else, basically. So, the points prediction might come back, potentially. I have an idea for another video, but I need to see... I need to just sort everything out, basically. So yeah, we'll figure that out. I know a lot of people are asking me if I'm going to be back on the Scoutcast. All I would say is I'm sure I will be on there at some point. Whether or not I'm regularly on there, I don't know yet. Yeah, I just don't know yet. We're going to figure all this stuff out. I'm not going to be like on a video every day on their channel. There's other stuff to be doing, but I will probably do... I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I'll figure it out and then we'll go from there. But you will see me more on there, maybe more on here as well. If you can really stick that much of me. Okay, let's have a look. Friday night celebration was good. Thoughts on Football Manager 20? I'll be completely honest, I've refunded it. Not because it was bad, but because I wanted to get the refund before my time expired. And I want to see if I maybe give it a go at some point. We'll see. It's a lot to learn again. I just don't know if I've really got the time to play it. Do I travel to Northern Ireland often? I've never been to Northern Ireland actually. Do want to go at some point. What will I do in between the FPL seasons? They're probably the same as always. Have a bit of a break. At least from my own channel. I'm sure there'll be stuff to do with Scout. So happy Sheffield United got the equaliser. I mean, I wasn't. I was very happy we put 3 goals past them though. Get rid of the Lundstram clean sheet. Can Lundstram win the Ballon d'Or? Anything's possible, right? Best footballer you've seen live? I mean, I saw Messi once. It was only a friendly though, but it was still pretty damn sweet to see him play. Unfortunately, it was back when Neymar was at Barcelona and Neymar was away for, I guess it was the, I can't remember the name of the cup. But yeah, he was away with Brazil. What else we got here? Greetings from Norway. Hello, Norway. We need gaming streams on Twitch. Yeah, again, look, this is something that maybe we can do at some point. The problem is, as you know with these streams, my internet connection is not the best, and streaming games takes up more bandwidth, essentially. I probably need a new computer. Like, this computer in May will be 8 years old. It's had a couple of minor upgrades, but most of it is still the same as 8 years ago, so I'll probably have to get that and then see. I would like to stream games. I don't know. I'm not the best at any game really. So obviously, I think you need 2 things: either you're entertaining or you're really good. I'm not sure I can do either, but we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to do something. It'd be cool to stream FIFA. I've streamed FIFA before on this channel actually, but it was a while back. I didn't. What games do I usually stream? I mean, I don't really. I've never really done it properly. Like, when I do stuff like that, I want to do it consistently, and I want it to look good. I don't want to just do it every couple of weeks. What breed of dog am I planning to have? We're getting a golden retriever puppy. So, looking forward to that. We bought all the stuff. All I know is they're bloody expensive. We bought all the stuff for her today. Lead, bowls, cage, or crate, whatever. All that good stuff. Damn. Damn that money. Pine lap on a pizza? Hell no. Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry? Oof, that's a tough one to be honest. Oh, I think Bugs maybe. Do I drink non-alcohol or low alcoholic beer? Nah, to be honest, if I wasn't drinking proper beer, I'd rather just not drink any alcohol. To be honest, just have a Diet Coke or water. I've ever been to Canada. I have not. Will I go and see the Northern Ireland versus Ireland Euro qualifier match? Probably not. Don't feed your dog dark chocolate. Yep. Don't think I was planning on doing that. Why is Maguire on your bench? Oh, come on. Drunken Christmas FPL shoot? Nah. So you can't be averaging 60 points a week and be 4.5 million rank. Not sure what that is. Family Guy, American Dad, Family Guy, I think. Ever been to Blackburn? That's so random, but no. Alright. I think we will leave it there. Yeah, leave it there. Thanks for a great stream. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for tuning in. Like it if you've not already. Subscribe if you're new around here. I will be back on Tuesday for the team selection preview series.